This is Janet Granger back with another Wildlife Wins podcast, and I am so excited today. We have Cash Daniels, who is known as the Conservation Kid, and I got to actually hear him speak live, so I'm very excited to have him here. So thanks for joining me, Cash.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I'm going to start off right away with how did you get to be known as the Conservation Kid? Like, how and where did it all start? What's your origin story?
My origin story is it starts at a very young age. I had always loved nature and I always loved getting out, fishing, kayaking, hiking, all these things, and I loved seeing animals. The aquarium was a second home to me. And one day, me and my family were on a beach vacation, and I found a plastic straw on the beach. And usually this wouldn't be out of the ordinary, but this was only a few months after a viral video came out of a woman removing a straw from a sea turtle's nose. And after I found that straw, I knew that it would harm the animals and the places that I loved, so I knew I had to do something about it. So I started doing river cleanups with my family. I started getting out with trash bags and picking up trash. And then I started getting the community out. I started getting
Wait, now how old were you when you found this straw on the beach and decided that you needed to do something?
At this point, I was 7 years old.
Love it. I
So
love it.
I,
Awesome.
and I'm 16 right now, so I have been doing this work for over 9 years of my life.
Wow. All right, so I'm sorry I cut you off. Keep
No, you're
going.
good. Yeah, I started getting the community out. I started going on the news, newspapers, posting on social media, trying to get more people out and picking up more trash. And then they did start to come out. And over the past 9 years, I've been able to remove 50,000 pounds of trash from the rivers so far.
50,000 pounds. Oh my gosh. And you're 16. Like, that is the most amazing story to me. This is why it was so exciting to hear you speak, because it is so empowering. The difference that one individual can make who's only 7 years old. Um,
Hmm?
so I think this is just so fabulous. So that is great. So tell me about a recent success that you've had.
A recent success. I just published my second and third books. I am a three-time published author. My first book I wrote when I was 9 years old called One Small Piece, and it was about how kids can get involved in conservation and how I got started. And the new book is about sharks. Sharks are my favorite animals. I love sharks, and I've lo loved them since before I can remember. Um, and I've worked with many people to try and protect sharks. Jim Abernathy is one of my mentors. He is the founder of Wildlife Voice, and he gives a voice to those who don't have a voice, is his whole thing. And I've been shark diving with him in the Bahamas. And I've worked with people in Costa Rica, all across the world to protect sharks. And all that is in my new book, Shark Defender. And my third book is a journal. It's a nature journal for kids to write down what they saw in nature. And it has a log in the back of the book for cleanups and what you find.
Wow. Wow. That is fabulous. So, you shared with me before we started recording that you have a nonprofit. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, my nonprofit is called Wild Earth Defenders, and our mission is to help conserve and protect the natural ecosystem while educating the youth and empowering them to be able to make real change because kids are the ones who are going to inherit the planet. They're the ones who are going to make laws one day, and the next generation. And just remember that kids may be a small part of the population, but we are 100% of the future.
I love that. You are 100% of the future. So, is there anything that you would like, if there are adults watching, Is there anything you would like to impart to the adults who are watching and listening to this podcast about your works? You've been doing it now half of your life. So,
Yes.
is there anything you'd like to share? Any thoughts, wisdom?
I'd say to the adults and the parents, grandparents that are watching is that you have to support the youth in what they're doing. I owe what I've done, all I've done to my parents and those around me who have supported me in my work. I wouldn't have been able to do half the things I've done if it wasn't for my mother, my father, my brother. So just if your kid or grandkid or a kid that you teach or know has passion for something, help them on that way. It doesn't have to be conservation. It doesn't have to be this. It can be anything that they want. But I urge all the adults watching to help kids achieve their goals.
Ah, that is such a great message. All right. Well, I really appreciate your sharing your story with us and with my audience. How can people learn more about you? Like, are you available to speak? Maybe book signings? Like, if people wanted to learn more, what would be the best way for them to reach out to you or learn more about your nonprofit?
You can learn more about me and my nonprofit at on Instagram. The Conservation Kid is my main page, and my nonprofit page is Wild Earth Defenders. It's the same thing on Facebook. You can also go to my website, wildearthdefenders.org or .com. I keep forget mixing those two up, and theconservationkid.com. And if you want me to come speak or book signing, like you said, you can email me at theconservationkid@gmail.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Cash, thank you so much for all you have done and all you continue to do, and the voice that you're giving for conservation, for, as you said, 100% of your generation will be inheriting the earth in the future. So, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope those listeners and those who are watching will watch another Wildlife Wins podcast. Thank you so much.